Check, check. Wow, there it is. I don't know, you all, a bunch of student athletes in here. After that video, you're probably ready to go do something. I haven't played for 20 years and my heart's beating. Might be a little nervous, but I think it's more that video. You're probably wondering, who the heck is this guy on stage we've never seen in our lives? So, I'll tell you, my name's Rick Moeckel. 20 years ago, in a much different setting, we had the first ever Student Athlete of the Year awards banquet. I was one of the winners. I was we had a male and female, I was the male winner. And y'all have come a long way. I feel like I'm ready to go on for an open mic comedy night. I have some dad jokes, but I'll spare you. Speaking of coming a long way, I'm pretty sure there's some coaches using some stage names. I mean, Sundance Wit. Seriously? Coach St. Louis? These are real given names. I need to see birth certificates. So, you guys have an awesome thing going here, and it's an honor to come back. I want to do something fun with the crowd to get you all going, because this is a fun night. You're going to be celebrating. So I want to invite a show of applause and rowdy cheers. I know you guys can get loud because I'm still an athlete, not a collegiate athlete. I'm a 41-year-old athlete, which is a little different. I want to hear it for, how many Royals fans do we have in the room? Pretty good. Constant debate we had here. I'm from St. Louis. How many Cardinals fans in the room? Yeah. Yes. All right. Calm down. You get your chance. Chiefs fans. Yes. I am now a Chiefs fan. Because the Rams. They left me. How about Sporting KC? Okay. All right. St. Louis Blues. Yeah. In the playoffs tonight. How about the Missouri Western Griffons? Yes. Okay. Now, I want that enthusiasm for just a minute. Because we got to honor some special people. If you're a parent, I need you to stand. Hold your applause. Parents, stand. I really can't see you if you're standing, so I trust that you are. If you're a coach, please stand. Hold your applause. Coaches, please stand. Right on. Teachers, any teachers in the house, please stand. All right? Give it up for all these people. We would not be here if it wasn't for them. Very, very good. And thank you all so much. So a little bit about me. Rick Moeckel, I played here from 95 to 2000. I was a D lineman. I originally thought I was going to go to Mizzou. That didn't work out. They call it, if you guys have been recruited, you know that sometimes that's a nasty game. They called me a couple days before the recruiting visit and said, hey, we signed our number one guy. We want you to come still. It would be a recruited walk-up. I was about as excited about that as I am. There's a hole in my head. So I lived with my parents still. I was at my mom's house. I was in the kitchen. I took the wall phone receiver. If you don't remember what that was, it actually hung on the wall, had a cord attached to it. It was a big plastic thing. Smashed it down on the wall, broke the thing. My mom's running out of what is going on? And at that time, I'm just devastated. I told her, my mom's awesome. My dad's awesome. Rhonda's here tonight. My dad, he's still very involved. And so my mom's like, all right. She prayed on it. She helped me out. She called my coach, who called Coach Throckmorton at the time. And I had originally told Missouri Western no. I thought, hey, I'm going to Missouri. It didn't happen. Life gives you changes that we don't expect, right? So they flew me up here. I came here, and I love what I saw. And I still got to wear the black and gold, which is what I wore in high school. And just awesome. Just amazing. How many people know Matt Williamson, the head coach of the football team? Okay, yeah. Stud. So he was playing here when I came in as a freshman. He took me under his wing. Just an awesome guy. We played football together for years. We're still good friends to this day. Imagine being a new freshman, okay? Total culture shock. You're like, oh my gosh, this Matt Williamson guy's taking me under his wing. This is so exciting. We're walking out of the fitness center one day after we get done with football, and my dad had brought up my 1980 Ford Fiesta, which was my first car. If you guys don't know what that is, a very cheap car. He brought it up on a trailer flatbed. We walk out and I'm all trying to impress Matt Williamson. He goes, whose freaking car is that? I'm like, that's my car. He goes, that's a good one, Moeckel. No, I said, come on, let's meet my dad. He's over there with the trailer. So we met him. He's like, I can't believe this is your car. That car, we had over 2,000 pounds of football player in that car multiple times. It's a legend. Everyone needs a 1984 Fiesta. It really builds character. So, got here, started playing. My pathway to Student-Athlete of the Year started very early on. About my first day, after we got done practicing, another culture shock is people actually use the group showers here. You didn't use those in high school. So I'm sitting there exhausted at my locker, and here comes this 350-pound lineman that I've been going against all day long. The guy didn't even have his towel, okay? So I thought. He walked past my locker, he had his towel. I'm not gonna tell you how he was carrying it. I had to go against that guy every day, we're friends, but he was motivating me to get off a scout team, and within 1 week I was on second team D-line and didn't have to go against him in practice anymore. So since I graduated, I have a hard time standing still. I think I'm supposed to stand on this X. Since I finished up, I went back to St. Louis. I'm at Clayco now. We're a big design build firm all across the country. I started there in 2000. We did $400 million a year that year. We've grown. We did $2.6 billion last year. I've been there my entire career. I started as a PE, and now I'm an executive vice president, shareholder, one of 12, and run our institutional business unit, which means anything that's higher ed, life science, healthcare related across the country is under my responsibility. We should probably do some work on campus, wink, wink. If any of y'all are in that major, I'd love to hear from you. There's a couple interns here, Stephen and Darius, that are interning us for the summer. They're in that major. We love hiring student athletes. All you student athletes here, your place of business is going to love hiring you. It's been fortunate I've been able to support my wife and 4 kids. We've been married 18 years. My wife April, and then our 4 kids, 13, 14, 8, and 7. They keep changing, so it's hard to keep all this straight. It's an amazing place. Early in my career, and this is for you student athletes. It's hard, right, to keep doing everything you're supposed to do and get good grades and stay, keep doing the things you need to do at practice, the things you want to do to have fun outside of clubs you're in. When you go out, you make sure you put everything on that resume, because those future employers are going to look at that. And I was told by my boss at the time, he goes, man, because I got a 3.497 I graduated with, which I thought was a 3.5, because in the engineering class we rounded to the nearest 100th. But when you go to the ceremony prep, when they are trying to get the people with honors to figure out who's going to walk across the stage, and they don't call your name, and you ask, well, how come you didn't call my name? They said, well, you have a 3.497. I said, yeah, that's a 3.5. No, it's a 3.497. So they rounded to the nearest thousands. So that was pretty embarrassing for me that day. My wife loves that story because it's proof that she's smarter than me. But your employers, they're going to be like, look, I want student athletes, collegiate athletes, because they know that they can count on you. If you guys have been part of a team, you guys know what it takes to win. You guys know what it takes to get knocked down and get back up every time. I have to defer back to my notes right now because I want to leave you with some things that I don't want to get wrong. The Student Athlete of the Year award didn't mean much to me at that very time, but it means a lot more to me now. There's a lot of award winners here tonight. There's going to be plenty of awards. I'm going to shut up in a few minutes, maybe like 2, because I know we got to get going. But it's meant a lot since then, because it really keeps you grounded. It helps you remember what it took to do what you're doing. Everybody in here is a champion. You're here because you're successful. Stay humble. I want you to remember all the people that influenced your life, and then remember that your life is a chance to influence others. Many of you will be starting a career in the real world soon, and you already have a leg up on the competition. If you want to be successful at anything, you have to believe in yourself. You have to put in the work and the time. No one else is going to do that for you. No one owes you anything. This mindset transcends the athletic playing surface. It applies to business, marriage, parenthood, friendship, and just plain life. You have to get up every day and earn it. Every day. No one owes you a thing, like I said. Some of you might not have ever really experienced failure yet. I bet many of you have. This will not stop This will only increase. If it does stop, you're not trying hard enough. Failure is not an option. You have to pick yourself back up and learn from what you can from the experience and apply that to the future. There is only now. What you're going to do with now. What are you going to do with now? To quote Martin Luther King Jr., the time is always right to do what is right. Imagine a world where this was the standard. Imagine the impact that this room will have on society as you move forward in your lives with that mindset. Success isn't something you achieve at some point in your life. Success is something you strive to achieve each and every moment of each and every day. That defines success. Don't wish for tomorrow. Be here. Get the most out of right now. Quote the Bible. Our work is meaningless unless it is for good. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, but in humility consider others better than yourselves. Whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God. So much wisdom in God's Word. I read that book, I believe in that book, and it's had more impact on my life than anything. I'm proud to be a Griffin. I congratulate all of you, and I wish you all continued success. Be present, have pride of ownership, work to honor God, have fun, and leave it all on the field. So with that, enjoy tonight. Thank you so much, and ring the bell.